guess who's back? Back again. 80s back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? No, never mind. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just cleaning up. Just straightening up a wee bit. Been watching some movies down here, so I got a little pillow. Just straightening up. No big whoop. It's the Power Hour special Saturday edition. That's right. Saturday edition, where I ask the questions. Now, we will do the regularly scheduled Power Hour tomorrow and just get right back into the swing of things. It's good to be back, folks. It's good to be back here down in the cave. Very good to be back. I'm exhausted. It is 6:00 p.m. on Saturday. You're going to watch this probably at 7 p.m. Saturday. All right, so the Power Hour this Saturday, today, right now, the special edition of the Power Hour is going to be a vacation recap with a little bit of extra stuff thrown in. So, let me ask the question, how was the vacation? Well, I'll tell you what. It could be our last year in Universal Studios, possibly. There's a new park opening up in 2025, so that might be when we go back. I drove, first of all, the first year we went, last year, we had never done anything before. The kids had never really been on vacation. This was a huge deal for them last year. It was a huge deal for me last year. You know, the drive, you saw the video. We made a whole video of the trip. We didn't do that this year, but we made a whole video of the trip, and, you know, and it was all first time stuff for everybody. It was difficult to navigate because we had no idea what we were doing, but it was just new and it was fun. This year it was fun, but it was different. You know, the drive is dreadful. Okay, I'm telling you right now, the drive is absolutely dreadful. I hate it, and I don't want to make the drive again. Why don't you fly, fool? I don't know, because I've never flown. So I don't know. Do I want to? Am I afraid to fly? Maybe. I don't know. I've never flown. And then we thought, well, the drive is part of the event, right? The drive is part of the trip. You know, you drive and you look at every state and you say, oh, look at this lovely state. No, not the second time. The second time around, you hate every state and you can't wait to leave every state. And then you hate the next one just as much. But Richmond, Virginia, if I never go back to Richmond, Virginia ever again in my entire life, perfectly fine. I don't know anybody there. I don't know anybody. No people. I didn't run into any people. But the traffic in Richmond, Virginia, the traffic on, I think it's I-95 in Virginia is stupid. Very stupid. You know, really, really stupid. And I hated it. I hated driving through Richmond there. I hated driving through Richmond back. It was awful. Slow down. A traffic jam at 8:30 at night? Really? 4 accidents in Richmond? Come on, Virginia. Be better. Yeah. You know, we know the place now. We know what we're doing. We stayed at the same hotel, Cabana Bay Resort. So we know how that works. We know how the food works. You know, look, it's exhausting. It really is. Universal Studios is exhausting. And for whatever reason, I keep booking 7-day vacations. I don't know why, but I keep doing that. Universal Studios, the 3 parks that you get, the water park, Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, you get all 3 in one big package. You can do 1 day for Universal, 1 day for Islands, 1 day for the water park, a 4th day just to catch something you didn't catch, and then head on back, folks, on the 5th day. But I didn't do it that way. So by the end of the week, by Friday we left. By Thursday, I was done. I didn't go back. The kids went with their mother. I stayed in the hotel. I didn't go on Thursday. I was just done. I'd seen it all. I'd done it all. I'd rode enough rides. I rode everything 7 times. I didn't need to do the Mummy again. I didn't need to do Spider-Man. I didn't need to do any more. I didn't need to wait in a 2-hour line for Hagrid's motorbike, which is a great ride, but it's always a wait. I'm done. So Thursday, I just had a hotel day, kicked back in the hotel, just laid there, watched Christmas Story. Tried to watch Vegas Vacation, but realized it's garbage. Yeah, I was done. Financially, forget about it. Financially, it is repulsive. That's a good word. It's repulsive. It's financially repulsive. I could give you examples of how much the stuff costs and how ridiculous prices are. But the one example that just ended it for me was on Wednesday. Was it Thursday? Thursday I didn't go. Wednesday, what happened Wednesday was why I didn't want to go back on Thursday. We were at one of the parks and the kids were hungry. It's fine. It's like 2:00. Like we get some lunch. Like, yeah, but you got to find like a snack stand in Universal. And they, they're hot dog, kiosk or whatever. Folks, the kids got 2 hot dogs. 2 foot-long hot dogs, I'm sorry. Foot-long, skinny, little thin, skinny, foot-long. Kind of look like a Slim Jim, right? This little thin hot dog, foot-long hot dog in this like baguette-style roll. Soft, though. So a foot-long roll too. All right, mustard and ketchup, whatever. And a bag of chips, a snack bag of chips. Folks, I spent $37 on 2 hot dogs and 2 75-cent bags of chips. $37. And that was like the final blow for money. That was the final blow. The breakfasts at the hotel. Yes, of course. And I know what we should have done. I know we should have brought cereal. I know we should have brought milk. I know we should have done all that, but we didn't. And then the convenience, that's it. It's the convenience of the breakfast at the hotel. It was $5 for a couple scoops of eggs. Then it was $5 for a couple scoops of potatoes. Then if you wanted some sausage, it was $5. If you wanted some bacon, it was $5. So if you wanted like a full plate of breakfast, it was $20. Times 4, folks. That's $80 for a few scoops of eggs, some potatoes, some sausage links, and some bacon. We ended up splitting breakfasts together, like all eating out of it. Like, I'm not broke, right? I knew it's vacation. I was, financially prepared for it, but I don't care if you're a gazillionaire. The amount of money that they charge for common everyday household items just because you're on vacation is just stupid. It's so stupid. And I hated just handing it over every time. So then I'm like, well, guess what, guys? Pick 2 on the breakfast menu. Eggs, potatoes, eggs, sausage, eggs, bacon, whatever you want. You get 2. $10. That's it. And we're splitting it. Because it's just stupid. And again, I know it's Universal Studios. I know it's a resort. I know that these prices are insane. I get it. I'm so glad I'm not drinking beer anymore. The beers in the park were $15.99 for a beer. $15.99 for a beer. $13.99 for the vodka coolers, those little spritzer deals. And I was even like, well, let me get one of those. I'm like, $14. I don't think so. No. Again, not because I didn't have the money, but because I'm cheap. I'm getting when it comes to that, I'm going to get cheap because I can't justify it. And are we that? Are we that just brain dead that, okay, $37 for 2 hot dogs, you got it. I just hated that part. I'll get to the positive, don't worry. The kids had a great time. For the most part, they had a great time. Liam and I accomplished a few more rides this year than we did last year. We did not ride Velocicoaster last year. We rode it this year. We just missed the Mummy ride last year for whatever reason. We just didn't do it. So we rode that this year. Finley accomplished some fears this year. He rode the Hagrid's motorbike ride with me, which was great. He has such a wonderful, beautiful scream when he's scared on these rides. He just has this powerful scream where he's thinking it's lights out for him. So he's giving it everything he's got with the screaming. Liam and I freaked out on Velocicoaster. We screamed the whole time. It was great. The water park has an aqua coaster ride, which is a lot of fun. Just, you're in a raft and it just keeps going up and down, big hills and stuff. Nothing too crazy, but that was fun. We all accomplished that. Every night, the park closes at 7, you get back to your hotel like 8. Every night you got to go out to the pool. Every night you got to sit in the hot tub. It's cold in Florida this week, folks. It was cold. It was low 60s, mid 50s at night, breezy and cold. I don't want to be in the pool. I'm almost 50 years old, folks. I'm not going in the pool when it's 59 degrees out. Are you crazy? Right? I don't even want to be in the hot tub because then I got to get out of the hot tub. I just forget it. But the kids, they got to swim every night. You swim, whatever. They're kids. It's vacation. So yeah, it was a good time. We had fun. I was so done handing over money that my cheap self did not stay in a hotel on the night we left, or the morning we left. I drove straight through from Florida to New York. I drove, which should have been an 18-hour drive mathematically, but it ended up being like 21 hours. So I drove 21 hours. We got home at 3:30 this morning. We left at 7:30 Friday morning. We got home at 3:30 this morning. And I was just like, go to bed. Goodbye. I just crashed on the couch. Got about 4 hours of sleep. I kid you not. Kids slept in the car. So they're downstairs at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, ready to jam on Fortnite. I'm like, wow. You gotta be kidding. So I'm exhausted right now. Why am I doing a special power hour about this? Because it almost didn't happen. But I think I accomplished something. So the trip almost didn't happen. As I expected, the anxiety over the throat nonsense, right? And that's now what I'm going to be referring it to as nonsense. I knew that the anxiety was going to kick up as we got closer to the trip. I haven't gone anywhere since I got sick. I haven't eaten in a restaurant since I got sick. I haven't been away from home. I've been right here, and I got a comfort zone, right? And I was fine. I felt great. September, October, November, felt great. And then like 2 days before the trip, as expected, I started getting nervous about going and about not being able to eat. And, what if I get real sick and I can't swallow? And what if, and what if I got to go to a hospital in Florida? So I was telling myself that. I wasn't telling anybody else that. And then I just was not in the right frame of mind waking up the morning that we left. And so, we went, we got to South Carolina, and I kind of freaked out. because I was, my throat was a little tight because of anxiety, because I haven't eaten anything that's going to cause a reaction, I don't think. But, I created the reaction. And we all had like a big meltdown caused by me. And when we woke up, so we slept in South Carolina. When we went to bed that night, we were all pretty much figuring that I was going to drive back home. I was just going to turn around and drive back home. Everybody was hoping that I would wake up better, but I didn't. I woke up just as anxious because here we go. And I said, we're not going. I mean, there was a lot more involved with that conversation. I don't have a lot of support in this house, from who. I don't have a lot of support, so I was the heel. I should be. I almost canceled my children's vacation. But so I got verbally slaughtered for that. And but I couldn't do it. I was too nervous about it. I couldn't do it. So we started driving home. Liam was very supportive. I don't like that he's in that position, but he was like, pat me on the shoulder. It's okay, Dad. And I drove about 10 minutes back up South Carolina towards home. And like mentally punched myself in the face and just said, no, you know what this illness is. You've got a handle on it. When your throat is a little swollen, you can still swallow entirely. You can still swallow food. You can still swallow better than you ever have, even before it was diagnosed. You're going to be fine. You're not going to do this. And so I pulled off and turned around, and the kids were like, they had their headphones on, like they were playing games or whatever. And they're like, what are we doing? I'm like, we're going. And they're like, to Universal? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, all right, let's go. And my non-support system was like, no, we're not doing this. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be chained down by this anymore. Anxiety is a beast. It is a beast. It is if you don't have it, if you've never experienced it, you don't know. It's not it's not worry. Again, about like, oh, I gotta get that bill paid. I'm anxious about it. That's not it. It is a full body experience. It's a full body experience. And then the thoughts and the brain goes, and it's just a mess. But I wasn't going to, I wasn't going to accept it. So I turned around and we went, and I was fine. I was perfectly fine. And so what I think that I now know that I'm stronger than this, and that I can ultimately refuse to give in to it, and I can ultimately stuff it down if I just power through. I mean, by the first night the first night we were there, I was eating and drinking. Everything was fine. Riding rides. I mean, we got there late. We got there at like 5, so we only had like an hour and a half to ride. But we rode some rides on our first night there. We went in the hot tub. We ate dinner. I was fine. Woke up with a little tinge of it the next morning, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So I think that I showed myself that this doesn't have to be, that this can be controlled. It can be controlled. So I think I'm going to put it behind me. And I, mean, I don't mean the throat thing. The throat thing is what it is. But it's not going, if I'm not feeling well, I'm just not going to feel well. That's it. Right? I'm just, all I'm gonna have to deal with is just not feeling physically well. I'm not gonna let it go into not feeling well mentally either. Because that stops my work, that stops everything. I almost stopped a vacation. We're not gonna do that anymore. So, and in fact, when we were driving home, Liam was like, so Dad, do you think like you could just not have it come back anymore since you had it and then you went on vacation and it went away? Can you just not have it come back anymore? And I was like, that's a really good question. Yes, and I'll explain it to you later. But yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So my 11-year-old pointed it out. But so that's that. That was the trip. Yeah, I'm not going to go back next year. We're already trying to think of like, where else can we go? I'm not going to go back next year. It's like, it's too much, and we've already done it. We've already done the rides. I mean, there's not anything new. Even the hotel that we loved last year, had like a clogged air conditioner, and it like leaked water all in the closet. And so, for days, and so the carpet was mildewy, and like eventually it just started to smell in there, and we're like, what is that smell? Where's the mildew coming from? So even the room kind of let us down, but kids had a good time, and I had some good moments with them. Good moments with them. Finley accomplishing some big rides. Liam and I crushing the Velocicoaster. There was some good times, but all in all, wasn't good last year. So that's that. That's the vacation recap. We'll be back with the regular Power Hour tomorrow, and then starting Monday, just right back in the swing of the channel and the dailies and all that stuff. So that is all. See you all next time.